Chase. Come on. Got a surprise for you. The guys from Keco are here. I met them at the airport at SEMA, and they've got this tool that they won in the auto body finish best tool award.
Okay.
Anyways, this is Chris.
Hey,
how you doing,
Richard,
man?
how are you?
Chase.
Hey, good to see you again.
Special shop foreman, and who are these guys?
Yeah. So the funny thing is, we met at baggage claim. I just thought, man, I'll take a shot and show Richard what we got, and you showed some interest. So brought Jonathan from all the way from Belgium.
Belgium.
Yeah.
You didn't bring any chocolate?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, good.
and we got Danny, who's a lifetime body technician, and he's in Oklahoma City with us. But Jonathan is a body technician and a paintless dent repair technician. So
so I read a little bit about this after you showed it to me, and you said you wanted to come down. And congratulations on the award, by the way. But Keco, I would assume, is out of a play off the old Clecos. Is it not?
Sure it is.
Where you
absolutely
get it together and line it up?
Yeah.
I don't know, because that's what you used to do. Pow!
Right.
Line all that stuff up.
Right.
But this thing uses, I saw it uses like plastic and glue, and they're going to get this out without any drilling and welding.
Okay.
So is this like a whole kit? It's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Yep. This is our full system. Everything from rough out on the biggest dent to fine finish to be able to do a full paintless dent repair. We got tabs, these tabs all the way down to 5 millimeters on the glue surface, and then clear up to 3 inches by 6 inches. This kind of a tab, we can actually pull almost 2,000 pounds, way more than you need on the sheet metal of today with our glue system. So it's crazy what's possible with this glue.
Now, I would imagine that y'all have a shit ton of money invested in all these different dyes.
We most certainly do.
This is a lot of dyes,
That's
man.
right. That's right.
But this is like the full kit that a body shop can get. And what impressed me the most when I was looking this over is the metal on cars is getting so thin that you can't fix it the old way and drill holes and heat it up with a welder, or even, it's crazy. You'll warp the whole side of the panel before you know what you're doing, and you got to buy a new one.
Right.
So,
Yeah, this is just a totally non-invasive system. We are not doing any damage to the front side of the panel, the OEM finish, or more importantly, the back side. I mean, that E-coat stays intact.
So not to interrupt, but that means that this could be like the brand new dent repair guy. He rolls up in his van and rolls this out, right?
No question.
Even if it doesn't need paint and body, like we're going to show you on this truck, but just my paint guy that I come and he brings those little metal tools and he does all the little tapping.
Right.
Takes that out of the way.
That's right. That's exactly right. And then there's Body Shop Business has a article coming out in January that was written by one of the Toby Chess, a guy that's long term in the collision business, and he's written an article on the evolution of dent repair, and it ends with this right here. So this is the future of dent repair, is this system right here.
So gotta ask, how much is like the Cadillac setup? Like, this is everything you need.
This is $39.99 for everything you see here.
$39,000?
$3,900.
Oh,
really? Less than $4,000. Right.
Wow.
Yeah. And this can replace your aluminum repair station and your steel repairs. It can replace $15,000, $20,000 worth of equipment in the body shop.
And that's pretty cheap for a dent repair guy to get in and not be worried about damaging a Ferrari or a Porsche or a Rolls or whatever, or a Ford truck for that matter. This is business in a box for the guy who gets trained right.
Right. Absolutely.
Yep. Kick ass. All right, man.
Awesome.
Well, you guys out there fixing to be in for a treat, but don't think that this is like some commercial I'm cramming down your throat. Chris met me at baggage claim at the airport there in SEMA and gave me a card. So I look at everything. You guys know I answer every call. I do my homework, and I was impressed with the product. So I told him come on out and show my guys, and hopefully if they like it, we'll get a set. What's first?
That's right?
Yeah, exactly. Temperature, like you said before.
That's
One of the most important things is temperature.
74 degrees.
Yeah, that's why we warm the stuff up until it has like 100.
So, yeah, this is a pretty good dent. It's got a little crease there.
Yeah, there are 2 big dents here as well.
Oh yeah.
Let's get them out and see how the system works. That's why we clean it, we warm it up, even use as a cleaning agent, even polish,
Okay.
to clean off all the rubbish and the paint of other cars that have been causing the damage.
Right.
To have a very good adhesion of the glue
Very
and
good.
the tabs.
Very good. So you try to get it up to 100?
Measure it.
I don't know.
Measuring is knowing.
We're at 91.
Yeah, that should be okay. So then we clean it. We can use this to heat it up for a mobile technician. Open up the gas. This is actually, a lot of shops don't like it, the flames.
Right.
But it is actually better to use a flame. I can't normally say it on camera, but I'm doing it anyway. Get off the wax of all those car washes and stuff, because that wax is designed to push stuff off your paint. So if
Right.
you get the wax off, the adhesion is even better of that glue.
Perfect.
So that's
Like, the adhesion and the next is gonna wax. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger over here trying to pull dents. Arnold's trying to pull the dents.
well,
What am I doing?
I think this glue is stronger than Arnold, and we're gonna show it to you. We use
I can see it different.
Yeah, we use lights. Come over here, and I will show you. If you put a light, PDR light we call them, or GPR light, you will lighten up the repair, and you see all the details of the damage in here. You see, somebody has actually been pushing here to get the dent out, but they didn't accomplish it. So we are gonna pull this out with hot glue and our tabs here.
Hot
So
glue's the secret.
The
Now,
glue
this is a special glue, right?
This is a special collision glue, and the glue is specially designed to work on paint.
Okay.
So, as you can see, we have big tabs for big dents, smaller tabs like Chris explained before, but also different shapes. So this is 19 inch, and it's the average curve that all wheel wells on cars have. So you need to follow and determine what tab you need to grab for your dent. Because all these
But you're following the curve of the dent, not the curve of the car.
curve of the car, because I'm fighting the curve of the dent to follow the curve of the car.
Okay.
Because this body line here needs to come back to its original shape, and I want to bring this back to original.
Okay.
That's a great question, because you look at the shape of this dent and you think, well, that's not a linear dent. But the truth is, because it's got a body line through it, and because we want to restore that structure first, now that round dent becomes a linear dent, and so we want to be able to restore that body line first, and that's why we choose a tab with the shape of the body line to be able to get that body line back first.
So we've cleaned it all off, and we're jamming into
Just
the
be
special
careful,
glue.
Richard. Don't touch it, because it's this is like
That's so-
Fahrenheit 400 degrees. So if you didn't get burned, you're not a glue puller. That means if you
I
start
get it.
doing,
Yeah.
be careful.
That's freaking rad.
So as you can see here, the body line is right under the tab, but I'm being just right on top of it to allow that body line to move when I'm moving the metal. Because one thing that a lot of people do wrong is if you put the tab on the wrong spot, on the lower part, and you glue it, then you lock in the dent, and when you want to pull it out, the low can't lift because of all the glue in there.
Okay.
So you need to use them smart, like you would use your stud welders on the right spot to bring the whole thing out.
Okay.
Exactly the same process, but you're not damaging anything.
Gotcha.
So the glue goes on at 400 degrees, you said. How long does it take it to set?
1 or 2 minutes.
Wow.
And one thing important to know is, like Chris showed you before, this big tab here, if you put a lot of glue on it, of course it's only logical that the inside here will take more time to set. So if you glue it on, the outside might be set, might be okay, but under here, the deepest part of that tab needs a little bit more time. So these big tabs, 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
These, you can check on the outside when it's setting. This is not okay yet to pull. But if it's set, it might become exactly one good measurement. It needs to be almost like this.
That color.
And the way it feels, because this is before it heats.
We choose, the glues that we choose are very pliable because we want to be able to lift and knock down the high spots, knock down the crowns at the same time. So we need a very impact resistant glue to where we can add that impact and get that double action of being able to lift and knock down simultaneously.
Gotcha. So what is this?
Well, this is one of the bigger tools called the K-beam. But as you can see, the feet are movable. They have ball feet. And the idea behind it is, wherever you put this tool, it will follow, as you can see, the curves of the car.
Okay.
So no matter where you put it, those ball feet will adjust and will not push dents while you're pulling dents out.
Okay.
Okay.
Because if you use one big straight surface, it might push a dent in here, but you need to follow, be careful while you're pulling, because it's a lot of pressure and a lot of strength on that dent to pull it out. And then you just determine where you want to put it, and then those feet move up and down very easily. It's a light tool to hold. And then we're going to choose the adapter that we want. So this is the line of adapters here. And of course, if you want a big straight pull, the more you can spread out the force of the pulling, the more you will lift the whole thing. As you can see, this slides over. If you would start pulling on the edge, you would peel it off. If you would start pulling in the middle with a small adapter, you would only pull in the middle. So a big pull, a big adapter. It's actually logical.
And always using those feet, you know, on the crowns, you know, use that double action move. So always putting those feet, you know, right on the crowns of that dent. So as you're pulling that center, those feet are going to be pushing down on those crowns, so you get that double action.
Yeah, that's what the next question I was going to ask. So do you want it real wide? Where do you want those feet to be?
Like you said, a dent is never flat with a hole.
Right.
A dent is a dent with two ridges on the side of the dent.
Okay.
And like you said, you have to push down and pull up.
That's
it's
it.
like the old panel beater, using a dolly
Yep.
on the right spot and then banging it, so that double action will flatten out metal even faster. Same here.
Okay.
And it's obvious, of course, but the most important thing would be not to put your feet inside your dent. They need to be on the edge or outside of the dent, because obviously if they're inside the dent, you're not going to pull the dent. So you have to be outside, either on the very edge of the crown or outside of.
Okay.
And we have, every shop has tools and wrenches, and you can use this on the tool to go in and out fast and put the tool where you want.
Okay.
Pull the dent with the tool or by your hand if you want to feel how the dent is moving.
Okay.
So let's pull it out. You ready? You heard it releasing?
Yep.
So you don't have to put a lot of pressure to want to release it, because it's like, you heard the word double action. We want to use that pressure and take advantage of it to reshape that dent. So if the crowns are fighting that dent to come out, you need to work your dent with a hammer, and then make sure when you look around it that you can release it by looking into your light. And then if you see there's a crown here, same here on the bottom, you see these points here. That's what they did by pushing from the inside too rough. Actually, you need to release them, bang them down to straighten out the metal, because every non-original tension is fighting a body panel.
Okay.
So you want to release those. And then here, so if someone of
That's
you guys
crazy.
want to feel, go and feel. Just turn it out. This is in, is back. To the left is out. You feel the strength?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, try to pull it off. They release in the end, of course, but there's enough strength to pull out those dents. You feel how strong it's going?
Yeah, it's strong. Now, can you over pull?
You can overpull.
Okay.
And sometimes if it's even something that you want.
Okay.
Because if a dent is slightly overpulled, you decide how to knock it back to straighten it out.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because if you pull and it is always too low, you need to repull and repull.
Right.
So a little overpull to straighten it out is what you want.
Okay, perfect.
And I'm gonna put, just to let you feel, put that K-bar on here, then you can feel the strength of that glue on that dent here. Can I give this to you then? Thank you. So, this is the next tool down here. Same tool, same adapter, the whole system works with each other. So you can interchange all those adapters and anything you want. So this here releases, it's a leverage bar. You can choose what to do. So sometimes you want to choose to put it here because this is a straight, strong edge. You could actually put that one here, put this here, and then you see how that metal moves?
Yeah.
how it bends, but it's up to you to decide where you want to stop.
Okay.
So you can always, on normal cars, these cars you have here in the States are not normal cars.
Right.
If I actually drive around like this in Belgium, they put me in jail.
Really?
Yeah, because the wheels are outside of the wheel well.
Wow.
So you want to feel and look at how the metal moves? Watch it, because it might release, but do you feel the strength of that?
Yeah,
See the whole bedside moving?
Yeah, the whole bedside's moving.
So try to rip it off, you can. Is that all you got, man? Get a Miller beer.
No, that's
You feel how strong that is?
Yeah, and another thing, always remember, you see that foot right there?
Yep.
Always use that to your advantage on every one of these lifters. Use the feet as your advantage to knock down the crown. So say you had a big buckle up here.
Right.
Go ahead, place your foot up there, start working around that dent, releasing that tension. So
Okay.
always use your feet when you can.
Perfect.
Double action. So if you want to release, the next question is, did I destroy my panel like this? Did I glue a tab on that I need to grind off? Well, let's see how it releases. And I also use the tool to release.
Okay.
Or the bridge, or this here. So put some pressure on it. Are you ready with the alcohol?
Yeah.
Yeah, just put some alcohol on.
Now, did y'all develop these products also?
More?
Yes.
Yeah. Bit on top here.
Close enough.
Alcohol go under it. So bigger tabs take a little bit more to release, but once they're
Right.
off, look.
And you can also always just add a little bit more heat, because when you follow that 6C process, you're going to get great adhesion every single time. That's what we guarantee.
Okay.
So
So
if it, it's on there really good, really strong, and instead of over pulling or doing anything like that, just grab a heat gun, add a little bit of heat, warm that glue back up to 75, 85, go ahead,
right off.
and then pull it off.
first. Now we can do the second one if you want. Do the exact same process over.
But let's say that you were going to do this whole thing. I'm looking at, this is going to be underneath the thing, so we don't care. We just want this body line.
Yeah.
So we got this,
Yeah,
and everything else looks good,
Yeah.
and then we got this.
yeah.
Okay.
Now, will this pull?
Well, there is always limits, but we have our crease killer set up with those smaller, longer,
Oh, okay.
thin tabs, specially designed to pull out creases.
Okay.
So we can do the crease, and let's see where we get and
Okay.
pull out that crease.
Yeah, let's do that.
One way to approach this would be that you would put that tab here and you would add some tension and then come in and begin to knock back this, because certainly that's
That's
that high
exactly
spot.
exactly what we're gonna do. You see how we get the damage off here with our polisher?
Yeah, get that paint transfer off.
All paint transfer off, clean it, and then you will have the best adhesion possible
Okay.
after you've been polishing.
Now, I know this really won't mess up the paint, but can you do this on bare metal as well?
Yes, you can. Absolutely. Danny has a process for exactly what kind of finish you want on that bare metal.
Yeah.
Can you talk
so,
to that a little bit?
the
Danny?
little red cookie disc, roll-lock disc?
Yeah.
We'll just use one of those. It can be the red, it can be the brown or gray.
Doesn't matter.
But you're just not going to use like a real aggressive, like 36 grit or 40 grit, because we would think the scratches would give you more glue, it would adhere better.
Right.
But it doesn't. It just goes. It doesn't.
we
go
want
into the
smooth.
crown.
We want
Okay.
smooth, right?
Okay.
Roll lock it and then hit it with that 800 grit. Kind of mimic that clear coat.
Right.
And then you'll get a very strong pull.
Wow.
It's always going to work better on the clear coat, but you're going to get close enough to enough pull strength on the bare metal if you prep it the way Danny suggested.
Okay.
So roll lock, 600 grit or 800 grit.
Yeah, because a lot of times you strip a car and you got a big old dent, and this seems like it'd be much easier to pull or fix a dent that way than just using a stud puller. I mean, that happens so fast.
Absolutely, and in the body shop environment too, there's a lot of guys use reconditioned parts, right, that come in with E-coat and no paint on them,
Right.
And those are notorious for having dents and dings in them.
Exactly.
And so with this system, you can actually go in and fix that reconditioned part and restore that right on the E-coat without before you paint it, before you even put it on the car.
I mean, even if it's a new OEM part, 'cause we know how hard it is to get parts nowadays.
Right.
I mean, if we
Right.
can, if it comes with a little ding, now we can get that ding out
Right.
really good.
Right,
Without
exactly.
filling.
Exactly.
For the most part.
Yeah, instead of sending it back to the dealer like,
Yeah,
hey,
and then
man.
waiting another 6 months.
Exactly.
Of course, the stronger the pull is, the more you want to be sure your glue has set properly. And as we heard before, every time over and over again from Danny also, is make sure you decide to put your feet where they need to be. So for creases, make sure you are gonna go closer, because you wanna rip out the crease, but not the whole bed side. So make sure that you determine to even look at how the feet are moving. You can be exactly next to that dent in the right dimension and the right place, and I'll put pressure on it. I'm gonna wait a little bit until it sets a little bit more.
There's multiple. This particular damage has multiple impact points, and so the first pull, Jonathan was addressing one impact point. Now he's addressing a second impact point.
Right.
So I want that buckle to release, because this buckle is holding that whole dent down. So if we can release it with applied pressure, then we can bring out the whole dent. If we don't release this buckle, the thing is not coming out.
So a very interesting thing too about the hammers and the tips that we have. Of course, you can see here that the paint was already missing there, but even the tip, the metal tip that he was using is highly polished, so that when you hit with that highly polished surface, you don't damage paint, right? Okay. So again, respect the OEM finish. That's what our system does with every tool.
Right.
And as you can see, it is going back, so I want to release it. And you see that glue is more than strong enough to hold up under pressure and allow it to hit next to it.
Right.
So that is a very important feature of this glue, because a lot of glues allow you to pull a dent, but if there is tension on the tab and you want to hit next to it, it jumps off. So this collision glue we have is one of the most important features in the kit. So it's coming out. Sometimes it's better to release first and see what you've been doing. But if you can see through it, you see how it is coming out. You see that? Now I'm going to try to rip it off, but we like it high when we have a crease.
Yeah.
And then see what happens. So see how it released.
It pulled quite a bit of it.
Yeah, so we're just relieving that tension. Now we just come in with a smaller tab and start correcting it.
Perfect.
So you see it releasing?
Yep.
This might be a small pit that we are not able to get out, but we'll see. We're going to pull it with another tab. But you need to get this line straight, that the original pressure is back.
Right.
And as you can see, you can adapt this hammer and fix it with a wrench in any direction you would like to slap on those dents, because it allows you to follow curves and to knock it as a slapper as this. The extra advantage is, or you use the rubber cover or this one, you will not have impact points because it's already on the metal. You can reshape down and there are no impact points because you're not banging on it like other panel beaters in the past would do with a scuffed up hammer, and then every bang they have is destroying panel, is destroying the paint. And
we know that this is going to be an extremely difficult pull because of the location and the edge of this, so we want to get that back up to that over, around 100 to 120 range. Okay. And so now he's at 105, and we're able to also warm the tab as well. So warming that tab would be a good idea as well before we glue it, to get maximum adhesion.
Right. And as you could see, we polished it. So the best cleaning is polishing. Okay. And of course, tab placement here is key. You need to be exactly in the center of that crease. Yep. And you see the two qualities of tabs that we've been using. This is ice material.
Okay.
This is way sturdier, harder than the blue.
Okay.
But the blue is flexible, so you want the blue to move a lot of metal, flexing with the dent.
Okay.
And the stronger pull you need those ice material, because it's a sturdy, hot, cold snap that,
Okay.
that moves that metal.
Starting to pull already?
Yeah, it's starting to pull. That is just crazy.
So you see this stuff released here.
Yep.
We need to go a little bit more over here, and then step by step you see from here to here start releasing,
Yep.
and then a little bit more here. But this buckle, this tidy thing here, might need a little bondo afterwards to get that detail out. But anyway,
you're not trying to fill a whole 6
no,
inch, 7 inch section.
no, not at all. Not
Right.
at all.
Releases
You
the-
want to try one?
Yeah, I'll try
Try
it.
to pull this one out. The complete coverage of the pool.
Okay.
The complete leverage that we have
Right.
is bring the tab up to where it touches, and then you got all the leverage you need to start pulling.
Okay.
So pull it on, make sure the feet are right. Yeah. And then the other way, then tighten it a little bit. Other way, out.
Oh.
Yeah, it's okay, it's okay, it's cool. It's cool. No, it was good.
Oh, it was good?
I was wrong.
Yeah.
That's perfect. You see, you want to follow the tab
Right.
size, be in the middle there, then tighten it a little bit, and then you can feel if it releases. You feel the strength there?
Oh yeah.
And pull as hard as you can to get that thing out, because
Oh, that metal's really moving there.
it's really moving now.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Holy cow.
Look at that. We got a little high spot there, didn't we?
Dang.
So again, just with the alcohol, you're gonna release it. You just felt the strength
Yeah.
of that thing, right?
Yeah, that's insane. And you guys did say it was much better to have a high spot than a low spot.
because then it will allow you
To hammer it back down. Right.
yeah.
Now, can you get that last little bit or no?
Well, we're gonna knock it down first,
And then
but I
try.
guess this will be a little problem on this.
I know the
tiny
tip,
edge, yeah.
but you got this one little fingerprint size right there.
Yeah.
Well, it may come down once we tap that down.
Well, you might actually need to use a crease tab here first, here too, to release that a little bit, and then bring this out. So we can knock it down with a hammer first, and you can see what happens if you're knocking it down.
Right. This is one of the things that Jonathan, as a paintless dent repair technician, in this particular tight area, what he'll probably do is come in and soften the edges of that and more reshape it to something that's a bit more shallow instead of so sharp. So he'll reshape that with his hammer to be able to allow it to be able to come up.
Okay.
You know, the sharper it is, the more difficult it is for it to be able to pull. And so, you know, a lot of times we can pull the sharp stuff, but when we can't pull it, then you just change the shape.
Okay.
How high it is, it buckled up. Eh? But then if you put your knockdown on it, and then you can... You see how it goes down? Yep. So the buckle up high area is gone. Now I should actually pull this one here, try to pull this one a little more, and then finish this crease here with those crease tabs as you saw before to bring it out and then finish the dent. So.
Everything is great, great, great. That's freaking crazy.
Just glue a tab, brother.
So this you saw the three big dents here. The whole body line was kicked in. We brought all this back. This was a very sharp crease until the edge. There is something left here. We're going to try pulls, but we created that whole body line.
Right.
People are saying body line is impossible.
Yeah, no.
I just
watched it.
You just watched it. You were here the whole time. You
Yep.
even did glue pulling yourself.
Yep.
I backed off and you did the rest.
Right.
So, and how long did you know about the system?
All about 15, 20 minutes. Yeah. It's not bad.
So, this
I
one you
mean,
can move,
a normal PDR guy would tell you absolutely not.
Absolutely,
No way.
yeah.
Right.
87.
So 87, we should get a pretty decent pull with that. So as long as we're in that 75 to 85 degree range, we're gonna get the maximum pull. So we're just gonna loosen it up. I'm just gonna kind of turn my feet around. Or no, actually, that'd be real good to trap that crease in. I'm just gonna.
That's unbelievable, guys. I think you guys are going to sell a whole hell of a lot of this stuff.
Oh yes, we will.
That is unbelievable. Because anybody else, instead of spending let's call it 1 hour,
Right.
would have told the customer they had to replace this body pan.
That, or it would have been a 2-day project because you had to.
Because you got to replace the body pan.
Well, you got that, or you got to fill it. You got to pull it, then fill it, then paint it. Then you got to cut it and buff it, and then you got to return it to the customer. Instead, they can wait and have it done.
Look at this here. The whole thing here. You can put that cover back on, and the whole body line and everything is back.
Yeah, and note to camera, these dents in here that you see, they're above the body line, and they were caused by the cover or whoever put those on because they screwed it up. So this is 100% fixed, ready for a little paint touch up, and off we go. That's unbelievable, guys. That's
Crazy.
super cool
Pretty
product,
incredible,
man.
yeah.
Right
Yeah.
on. Thanks for coming
Yeah,
out.
yeah, you bet.
I think
Thanks
it's
for
time
having
for taking you guys to the other side and getting you a cold beer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's time.
Where is that famous Miller? Where is it?
Chase, there's only like 30 more dents on this truck, so get to work. Following you guys.